Yo, what's up guys, it's Offbeat here, back with another episode of Behind the Bars, where I take you behind the scenes of my lyrics and explain the creative process and the thoughts and ideas behind them. This week I'm talking about my latest track, P&P, and before I start I just want to say a big thank you, as always, to everyone who's watched it so far, liked, commented, and I wasn't sure quite how you guys would react, to be honest, because I put up the preview of this like a week ago, and there was a link in it to watch the full thing, so the whole video has been available for a week already. I kind of figured that anyone who'd want to watch it already would have done, but no, you keep me guessing like usual, and within the first couple of hours it had like the same number of views, but like twice as many comments and twice as many likes as well, so it's like probably the best reaction I've had to a video so far. So yeah, big up everyone that's checked it out so far, and thank you for your support. So P&P stands for pain and pleasure, and it's basically a song about making choices. Like, I put myself in a number of different situations in the song, and they all have like an easy option and a hard option, and the song itself is about the kind of struggle or the battle in my head between the two characters, pain and pleasure, and they're like an angel and demon pair of characters arguing with each other about why I should or shouldn't take their option. Now, I actually started writing this song like about a year ago. I had the idea, and originally it was supposed to be a collaboration. Like, I had another artist in mind that I wanted to work with, and the idea was that they were going to play one of the characters and I was going to play the other. So I would have hopefully played Pain, because I like to play the bad guy in these songs, and it wouldn't have been about me, it would have been about a third person. Unfortunately, they couldn't do the song, so we actually shelved it for like the best part of a year, and then it was very recently that me and Odd Chap hit each other up exactly the same time pretty much, and just said to each other, do you know what, that beat's so sick, it seems like such a shame to waste it, why don't I just write the lyrics for both sides of the characters and make it a solo tune? And like, he agreed and we just went ahead with it. But yeah, originally it was intended to be a collaboration. So the basic message of P&P, pain and pleasure, is that the more pleasure you derive from something, the more pain generally you have to go through in order to achieve that thing. So you've obviously heard the expression, no pain, no gain. I think that statement is 100% true, and like the older I get and the more I go through life, like the more I notice that, the more I want something, the more resistance I find myself putting up before I actually go ahead and do that thing. So the reason I decided to actually write this song was because I wanted to like express that idea with you guys, and whilst I've tried to do it in like a fun and entertaining way, and I hope like bits of the song are funny, like it is a real message, it's a deep message and something that I personally believe in. And some of you guys might know, if you've heard some of my older stuff, like if you've heard Long Way to Go, you'll know that when I was younger I was very overweight. At that time I was a classic example of someone who didn't want to endure the short-term pain of like having to exercise or having to diet for the long-term pleasure of feeling good about myself and being healthy, and vice versa. I didn't want to give up the short-term pleasure of eating whatever I wanted and like lounging around in bed and feeling comfortable, but I did endure the long-term pain of not being happy with how I looked and being unhealthy and not being happy. And similarly with music, like again, some of you guys might know, when I was a lot younger, when I was like 18, I used to write lyrics back then. I used to make music when I was like 18. And as soon as I left home, I stopped, and I stopped for 10 years. Like, and it wasn't because I didn't want to carry on doing it. I didn't want to not write lyrics, and I didn't want to stop making music, but the longer I left it, the scarier it got, because I really cared, like I really wanted to do it, but then it took on this great importance and it became this really daunting, scary thing. And I was just thinking in my head like, oh, what if I can't do it? What if I'm not as good as I used to be? And that just became so big, the idea of that pain became so big that I ended up not doing it for 10 years. But because I've overcome those things now, and those things were really important to me, and I've managed to overcome them, I'm now super aware of when I'm feeling that way. So I notice now that if I don't want to do something, or I'm procrastinating, or I'm avoiding something, 9 times out of 10 it's because I care about that thing and I want to do that thing, but I'm putting up this resistance because I care about the outcome. So now I've kind of trained myself to force myself to do those things in those situations, kind of to prove to myself that I can. So the reason I wanted to write this song was like, not just to express that myself, but to act as a bit of inspiration for you guys. Because like I say, you know, when I was younger, I wasn't always like that. Like I was unhappy with how I looked and felt. I didn't pursue the music that I've wanted to do for years. And I know some of you guys, particularly like some of my younger followers, might be looking for that sort of guidance or that inspiration. So what I would say to you is be aware of how you're feeling. And if you find yourself, if there's something that you want to do and you find yourself making excuses, just force yourself to do it. Like, because 99.99999% of the time, you will feel better after doing it, even if you fail. Like, I have talked to women that I've been scared of chatting to because they're so hot, and it's gone terribly, it's gone atrociously badly wrong, but I've walked away feeling good about myself and actually feeling better because I'm just like, yeah, I did it, fair play. Like, I might have got shot down, but that's still a million times better than not doing it, because the short-term pain that you're worried about feeling is like nothing compared to the long-term pleasure you'll feel having overcome that. And similarly, the short-term pleasure you'll feel from avoiding something or putting something off doesn't come close to the long-term regret that you'll feel for not doing that thing, and that's the worst pain of all. So really quickly, lyric-wise, my favourite one, it's probably the same as most of you guys, judging from the comments.
Look, she's getting up to leave, you better start stepping fast. It's not like anybody ever gets a second chance.
And the reason I included that, I hadn't meant to originally. I wrote that verse just because it's a great example of pain and pleasure scenario. And then I finished writing it and I was sort of looking at it and I was like, it's basically second chance in the day, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So I just figured I might as well stick that in, make a cheeky little reference. And yeah, like video bit as well. A lot of you guys have commented about the wink and that. And yeah, it's just a little shout out to anyone that knows that tune, basically. So that's it for this week's episode of Behind the Bars. Thank you guys very much for watching. Particularly big thanks to all the FOF subscribers, the guys who got the song a week first. If you haven't already and you want to be part of that club and get all my music 1 week early before everyone else, head to my website, iamoffbeat.com/FOF, which stands for Find Out First. You can sign up for free, it doesn't cost you a penny, and you'll get all my content 1 week early before everyone else, and you get to be part of a super exclusive little club, and who doesn't want to be part of that? So yeah, big up guys, thanks again for watching. I'll be back very soon with a making of the music video for P&P, and also the instrumental as well, which I know some of you guys will be very keen to get your hands on. Odd Chap absolutely smashed it with the beat on this one, I'm sure you guys will agree. And yeah, I look forward to getting back to you guys soon with some more content, and I'll catch you then. Peace!